So you got clout, so you got clout. I'm on now, I'm on now. Hey, so you got clout, so you got clout. I'm on now, say I'm on now. Hey, got to celebrate life, and that's alright. Know what I do, yeah, keep being focused on.
What would you say so far has been your I guess your crowning moment as an actor in your experience?
Like overall, like
Yeah, just overall.
crowning. I feel like personally, you said we critique ourselves the most. Personally, I feel like I ain't did nothing yet, really. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But internally.
Yeah.
But if I had to put my finger on something, maybe that Fox credit. That might be something that I kind of like would be like maybe one of the best things I've done thus far, and maybe also that Falcons commercial. Because I got a lot of exposure. A lot of people hit me about, I seen you.
Yeah.
So I probably would maybe make those two. As of now, maybe the best
Yeah.
two things that I kind of like been a part of. As far as I guess maybe like a crowning maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And when you look back on this, when you done did something bigger than them, you could. That's what this is for.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
All
Yeah.
right, bet.
What's our
All right,
roses
cool.
first?
It was that. Now you got a movie.
Facts. Yeah. In Jesus' name.
A big box office movie or something.
Yeah, that's what we hoping for.
What would you say is the biggest obstacle you had to come over on your journey the last 5 years?
Biggest obstacle?
Or just down point you was like, man, it was, because we all had those points in life.
Yeah. Maybe probably just having to figure out a lot on my own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, starting so late, not knowing anything, having nobody in my family outside of, the one uncle that definitely like started it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of him, there's nobody really in my family that I can kind of like mirror or kind of go to outside of my uncle. So I really took pride in creating relationships of other like-minded actors that I can kind of lean on and kind of get advice from. But outside of those relationships, just having to just figure it out, man, and just kind of like think about what I want to do, figuring out how I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Getting the agent. A lot of this stuff I kind of just had to figure out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was tough. Not having like a blueprint to follow, trying to make my own blueprint.
Yeah,
trying to make my own
really
way.
ain't one.
Yeah, it's no real blueprint.
It really
you kind
ain't
of just
one.
gotta hustle and just
That's
figure
one of
it
those.
out.
Acting's one of those things, man. You just kind of start where you do,
and
go
just,
from there.
Yeah, you know
go
what
from
I mean?
there. Yeah.
So that was probably one of the hardest things, just to try to figure things out on my own. That was pretty tough, but made it work, man.
What's your dream role?
Dream role. Man, so many roles out there, man. Probably having a show kind of like on a New Edition level, in the sense that it's like 5 or 6 of us young guys who's just close. We all the same age. We all have this brotherhood camaraderie, and we all have our own like situations and struggles. So probably just being in a cast where we all like brothers, you know what I mean, and just showing our story and how we matriculate through life. That might be one of my dream roles, man.
So not necessarily a biopic.
Nah, not
but
necessarily in a biopic.
Yeah,
just
where you can build that type of camaraderie.
and just have that bond with like some brothers of mine that we all like, you know what I mean? Like we all, whatever the story might be, you know what I mean? But that might be probably one of my dream roles. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this earlier, so I'm glad I remembered it now before we close this thing out. When we were talking about the protests and everything, now you see a lot of people, whether it be genuine or not, we don't know about everybody. Only some people been exposed, but Black Lives Matter, people are shouting it now.
Yeah.
And it's like it's on people's minds now. It's not just a black thing now.
Yeah.
What, as an actor, do you expect Hollywood once this COVID is over and things go to some semblance of normal?
Yeah.
And we can start filming again, everybody back to what they're doing. What do you expect Hollywood to do on their end, as far as like how you know what I'm saying, just how we're treated on set, and what do you expect black actors and filmmakers to do on our end to uphold, you know what I'm saying, the progress that's been made so far?
Well, number one, I appreciate black production companies. You know what I mean? Like I know we was talking about Michael B. Jordan earlier. He has his production company, Outlier Society, based on inclusion writers. You know what I mean? So just having that collective camaraderie between, like, you got white people, you got black people, you got different races in production companies that will cater to all types of people. You know what I mean? You have a lot of production companies who are strictly white, a lot of shows where it's no black people, You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you should incorporate people of all races in your production company, so you can cast people of all races, so we can see a show that has white, black, Latino, Asian, all type of races, because I mean we all want to see ourselves on TV. You know what I mean? Coming up, all you saw on TV were white people. You didn't see any black people on TV. So the more and more, as time goes on, we're seeing a lot more of our people on TV. So once all this stuff kind of like, clears up and things kind of goes back to normal, I expect to see a lot of more shows that have a lot of people of our color in the show. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see shows that have a wide diversity of people on the show. You know what I mean? So I would expect and I would hope that a lot of our people get casted in these big time shows. A lot of these big LA, ABC, Fox, all these huge networks is not many of us. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for these production companies that will push to have our people in these big shows. So I'm just hoping to see a lot more inclusion and a lot more diversity. All, the whole nine across the whole table. So that's what I'm hoping for sure.
So what do you expect from our people to do? What responsibility do we carry to make sure that that stuff like that is more common, and we don't it's not something we necessarily have to ask for?
Create our own production companies, you know what I mean, like Outlier Society, or just create our own production companies in general, to where, you know what I mean, we don't have to ask. A lot of people say, like, shoot your own stuff, create your own content, to where you don't have to ask to get a role. Because I made my own production company, I got my own stuff, I made that role for myself, I shot it and I put it out there. That's what we need to do. So if we can create our own stuff, then we can stop asking and we can start doing and making on our own. So,
like BeanPole doing.
Exactly, like y'all, in the flesh. You know what I mean? Like, so that we need more stuff like this. So I definitely encourage y'all to continue doing what y'all doing and just keep shooting stuff, putting it out there. You know what I mean? So I support that.
Definitely,
for sure.
That's alright. Know what I do. Yeah, I can't been working so hard, they supporting the couples out of these moves. Let me hit snooze, time for me to get up. Get bust, I ain't got time to be stuck. You been discovered, but it's so many tickets up. It's been an honor, the blessing, I don't believe in luck. I'm ready for my son, yeah. And I dare you to get in my way. Cause I'm ready for my son, yeah. You better get. So you got clout. So you got clout. I'm on now. I'm on now. Say, so you got clout.